Good morning, students. Settle down, please. Today, we are going to learn about something very interesting, the different sectors of the Indian economy. So, I hope you are all ready with your notebooks. This is a new chapter, and it's actually very simple. It will help you understand how our country works. Before we start, just think for a moment. Think about your parents, your uncles, your neighbors. Where do they go to work every day? Maybe someone is a farmer, someone is a doctor, or maybe someone owns a small shop. All these jobs, every single one, are part of our country's economy. Okay, please write down what we will cover today. First, we'll learn about the three main sectors. Then, we will understand organized and unorganized work. After that, we'll discuss the public and private sectors. And finally, we will see why all this is so important to know.
Right. Let's begin with our first topic. All the work that people do in our country can be put into three big groups. You can think of them like three big pillars that hold up our economy.
I will explain this in very simple words. Just remember a simple story in 3 steps. Step 1 is the primary sector, which is all about getting things directly from nature. Step 2 is the secondary sector, where we make new things from what we got from nature. And step 3 is the tertiary sector, which is all about helping the first 2 sectors. So, let us look at the primary sector. Primary means first. This is the first stage. It is when we use natural resources directly. Let us take one example. A farmer who is growing cotton. What is he using? He is using the land, the soil, the water from the rain. All these are from nature. So farming is a primary activity. It's that simple. Now what happens to that cotton? It goes to a factory. And in the factory, machines are used to turn that cotton into cloth. This is the secondary sector. Here we are not taking anything from nature. Instead, we are using the product from the primary sector to make something new. That is why this is also called the industrial sector. So, the shirts are now ready. But how do they reach us? Well, a truck will transport them to the market, right? And then, a shopkeeper will sell them to us. These activities, like transport, banking, and selling in shops, they don't make goods, but they help the primary and secondary sectors. This is the tertiary sector. Kindly note this point. It is also known as the service sector. Okay, let's move to our next topic. Students, listen carefully. Many students get confused here, but I promise I will make it very, very clear for you. We're going to talk about organized and unorganized work.
Look at this slide. It makes the difference very clear. In the organized sector, jobs are regular. There is job security, and everyone must follow government rules. A good example? Your school teacher. But on the other side is the unorganized sector. Here, work is not certain. There are not many rules. A daily wage laborer who has to find new work every single day is a perfect example.
Now, this is a very important point. You must remember this. Even though the organized sector gives more security, a very, very large number of people in India work in the unorganized sector. It is very important for our economy, but it can be very difficult for the workers. All right, let's move on to our last concept for today, the public sector and the private sector. The main difference between these two is very simple. It's all about one question. Who owns it? Who is the owner?
This slide explains it perfectly. The public sector is owned by the government. Its main aim is not just to make money, but to look after the welfare of the public. Indian Railways is the best example. Now, the private sector is owned by individuals like you and me, or by companies. And their main aim is to earn profits. That little grocery shop near your house, that's a private sector business.
So, you might be asking, ma'am, why is this important? Well, understanding these different sectors is like learning the alphabet of our economy. Once you know them, you can start to read and understand how our whole country works. Okay, so let's do a quick revision of what we learned today. First, the economy has 3 sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Second, the organized sector is regular and follows rules. Third, the unorganized sector is very large, but it is not secure. Fourth, the public sector is owned by the government. And fifth, the private sector is owned by individuals. These are the main points. So by understanding these simple ideas, you are not just studying for an exam. No, you are getting a much better idea of how our country, India, is running and growing every day. Now you know where jobs come from and how everything we use is made and sold. Before we finish, I have some homework for you. It's a small task. When you go home today, just look around your neighborhood. See if you can find one example for the primary sector, one for secondary, and one for tertiary. We will share what you find in our next class. That is all for today. Thank you, everyone.
नमस्कार। क्या आप स्कूल में नौकरी ढूंढ रहे हैं लेकिन सही वैकेंसी की जानकारी आपको समय पर नहीं मिलती? और अगर आप एक स्कूल चला रहे हैं तो क्या आपको भी योग्य और भरोसेमंद स्टाफ ढूंढने में परेशानी होती है? आज यही समस्या हजारों लोगों और स्कूलों के सामने है। दोनों को एक दूसरे की जरूरत है, लेकिन फिर भी दोनों एक दूसरे तक पहुंच नहीं पाते। यही समस्या हमने देखी और इसी से जन्म हुआ schoolcareer.in का। ये एक ऐसा ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां स्कूल अपनी वैकेंसी पोस्ट कर सकते हैं और उम्मीदवार सीधे उन नौकरियों के लिए आवेदन कर सकते हैं। यहां केवल टीचर्स ही नहीं बल्कि स्कूल से जुड़े कई पदों के अवसर उपलब्ध हैं, जैसे ऑफिस स्टाफ, कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर, अकाउंटेंट, लाइब्रेरियन और अन्य पद। हमारा लक्ष्य है स्कूलों और योग्य उम्मीदवारों को एक ही मंच पर जोड़ना। अगर आप स्कूल में अपना करियर बनाना चाहते हैं या अपने स्कूल के लिए बेहतरीन स्टाफ ढूंढना चाहते हैं तो आज ही विजिट कीजिए www.schoolcareer.in।
क्या आप एक योग्य शिक्षक हैं जो सही मंच की तलाश में है, या एक स्कूल जिसे जरूरत है बेहतरीन टैलेंट की? रास्ते बहुत हैं लेकिन सही मंजिल सिर्फ एक। प्रस्तुत है schoolcareer.in।
बंद दरवाजों को अब तुम छोड़ दो, उम्मीदों की नई राहें अब जोड़ लो। न भटकना है ना रुकना है अब कहीं, तुम्हारी मंजिल का पता है बस यही। स्कूल को चाहिए टैलेंट और आपको चाहिए ग्रोथ। यहाँ खत्म होती है आपकी हर वो हो खोज। प्रिंसिपल हो या टीचर, एडमिन हो या कोच, बदलो अपनी दुनिया, बदलो अपनी सोच। हजारों मौके लाखों उम्मीदें यहाँ जुड़ती है, तरक्की की राहें अब आपकी ओर मुड़ती है। बस एक क्लिक और करियर है सेट। schoolcareer.in है आपका सच्चा मददगार। schoolcareer.in सपनों को सच बनाएंगे। schoolcareer.in बेहतर कल सजाएंगे। स्कूलों की दुनिया करियर का है ये द्वार। सफलता चूमेगी कदम, अब होगा बेड़ा पार। schoolcareer.in लिखो सफलता की नई कहानी, बदलो अपनी तकदीर पुरानी। सपनों को अब पंख लगाओ। schoolcareer.in पर अपनी राह बनाओ। आज ही जुड़े